Hello and welcome to Playing Away. This week's guest is Lee Hilton, chairman at Irlam FC. Before we get Lee on, we've got our last away game is this weekend at Irlam before we've got a run of 3 home games where unfortunately the first 2 we will not be able to welcome fans into the stadium. We are doing our best to make sure that we provide the best stream possible for the Tuesday night game, and our commentary partners Roch Valley Radio will be doing their usual excellent job to provide you radio coverage for the Charnock game. We have got some new merch announcements to let you know about. The new Benito Low and Ryan Low coasters are available at the club shop. Make sure you go down there and see the team on match days and Tuesdays and Thursdays between 12 and 3 if you want to pick up some Shakers gear. There are only 9 games to go this season. We need our 12th man more than ever as we go in for the push. So whether that's supporting the team on social media, at the games that you are allowed to attend, if you see them walking down the street, we need you to give us that push so we can get that promotion. I'm going to stop waffling now and I'm going to get Lee on and we're going to discuss this weekend's big game at Silver Street Stadium. Lee, welcome to the show. How are you doing? Can you introduce yourself and tell us about your role and how you became involved at Irlam?
Yeah, you're right. So I've been involved at Irlam for around about 7 years now. First come on board as the manager of the under-21s team. And then in August, after the annual general meeting, I was appointed chairman of the club, which I was very honoured and privileged, to take on the role, as I live in the local community and I've done for all my life. So it was a real pleasure and privilege.
Excellent. Now, personally, for you, what's the best thing about Irlam?
Irlam in general, it's a community. It's a great community. It's vibrant. It's the people in the local community. They all gather around, all stick together, and it's a great community hub. And a fantastic place to live.
Fantastic. Now, the club were formed in, am I right in thinking, 1935 initially? What have been some high points in the club's history?
So we was first named Mitchell Shacklin. It was a club. It was the workers at the Mitchell Shacklin company engineering firm in Patricroft. And they joined the Eccles and Districts Amateur Football League, and then we transferred to the Manchester Amateur League in 1972. Obviously, we're getting promoted from there into the North West Counties, and now we've been established in the North West Counties Premier League for the last few years, which is tremendous and only something that we want to strive and take things forward with, getting out of the league eventually.
Fantastic. Now, I did a bit of Wikipedia and a bit of digging online. To your knowledge, what have any notable players come through the ranks at Irlam that have gone on to the higher echelons of football that you know of?
Well, recently we've had in the last 7 years, we've had Charlie Doyle, who went on to represent Rylands in the FA Bars. And he's obviously moved on from there. Now he's done great. We've had Joe Lombardo. He come through. He played for the 21s, progressed to the first team, and then he went off to Trafford and then Atherton Coles, and he's currently at Hyde United. And then obviously most recently we had Det Daniels, who was you'll know very well, the top goal scorer for our club. And probably going on to receive the Golden Boot, I would have thought, in the league this season, and playing now obviously at Bury.
Hey, as is Charlie Doyle as well.
Yes.
Hopefully back from his suspension for Saturday. I'm not sure yet.
I'm sure they'll both get a warm welcome.
Oh yeah,
in more ways than one.
A lovely football welcome.
Yes.
I picked up on one name, went on to play for Stockport County in the early 2000s, and that's Liam Dickinson. And he bounced around a couple of EFL clubs and then played sort of Conference North. So that's a name that some of the people watching might be familiar with. Probably came up against Bury at some point back in the day. Is there anything else, historical points around Irlam that you would know that a viewer might find interesting? Any weird games happened at the ground, or any ground moves, or anything like that?
We've had the ground at Silver Street at the minute has been developed over the last few years, and it's now I'd go as far as saying it's um, it's one of the best grounds in the Northwest Counties Premier League, if not a few leagues above, with the facilities that are on offer to the players, and the facilities on offer to the supporters that come through the turnstiles on match days. It's tremendous for them what they've got at Irlam at the minute.
Yeah. And the previous ground was where the Salford Rugby Ground went on
Yeah,
to
it's
be
Mitchell
built.
Shacklin's that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was developed there.
Okay.
Um,
Well, we'll go on to this season. Currently sitting 12th, smack bang in the middle of the table. Won 13, drawn 10, lost 12. How's it been for you this season?
um, it, it's been exciting. It's regarding the support we've had from the local community. It's been brilliant. We've seen a lot of the young footballers from the local community, from the local clubs that we've got involved down at Irlam on match days to get them involved and to try and aspire to what and where they would like to play in the future. So that's been a big thing with us working with the local community and, like I said, the facilities. Regarding the team set out, the managers set out at the start of the season, obviously to win the league, like most managers do at the start of the season. But realistically, we was at the start of the season, we was going to look for pushing for the playoff spot, and we was on track for that. And with the postponements and the weather and what's caused the damage with the pitch, it was a bit of a stop-start season, a bit of a crazy season, to be fair. And then it was about get back playing again. And we've had results where, we went up to Kendall Town, and we scored 2 goals in the last couple of minutes to get the 3 points in and take a 2-1 victory. And then we've found that we win them type of games, and then we don't back it up on the Tuesday or the Thursday evening. The lads, and the management team there, and to be fair, all the volunteers at the club, if you're playing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, and it does take its toll. We've got a very young squad, but a very talented squad as well. We've included the under 18s this season who were 16 and 17-year-olds that are playing in the under 18s Northwest Youth Alliance, and they've made the debuts for the first team, which is fantastic. The latest one was Tack last night. He scored against Barnoldswick, got his first team goal. He's come through over the last few games, and the manager's put his faith into him and his trust, and he's repaid that. I think I was talking to the assistant manager earlier, and he's made, out of probably 90 minutes football over the last 2 weeks, he's made 3 or 4 assists and scored his first goal, which is fantastic. And what the club's about producing the young players, and letting them progress through to the first team and up through the leagues.
Definitely. We've seen a couple of youth players come from our 23 setup this season. Joe Hobson come in and bagged 3 or 4 goals. He's gone now. He's gone back to Australia, but it's fantastic just to see him come through, and even just to turn out or come off the bench. It's just it is really good. Back onto the league though. Do you think this season, with the playoffs changing how they have, that more clubs that perhaps wouldn't have done previously are throwing the kitchen sink at it to get in those playoff spots this year?
I think it's very appetising and something that's needed for the league to keep that momentum and that desire. Say when you get to the Christmas period, if you wasn't going to get promoted in first place and win the league and be automatic promotion, it's giving the clubs now something else to go at. So yeah, definitely. I don't know about throwing the kitchen sink at things, because there's a lot more there's a lot more to look at, and whether it's right for the clubs at that time. But but definitely it's given it a little bit more bite and something to play for, which is fantastic.
Yeah, because I mean, you saw we saw last season that there were clubs got to maybe January, early February, weren't going to get in the playoffs, were safe-ish from relegation, and they start shedding players, and it's like you've not seen that as much this season because there's still not a massive point gap between those mid-table positions and then playoff positions. It's all to play for, and it's been exciting to watch. It's a massively exciting league for people that haven't experienced it before, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Anyone can win on the day.
and that's it. Teams are taking points off each other. There's no easy game. There's no easy game at all in the league,
Exactly.
which is great, and it's great for non-league football, and it's what non-league football is about, and about what the clubs like Irlam and Bury are about that next level now, and where can we go to to improve ourselves, to improve as players. And like I said before, the facilities we've got at Irlam are second to none. Um, so, the next level then is, can we take the football to that next level, which is what we all want to do and we all strive to do. I think the minute that you lose um, that wantingness to better yourselves, that's the time really to give up. So at Irlam, we want to better the facilities, we want to better the players, we want to better the club and get out of the league.
Definitely. So, this show is called Playing Away, so I best get on to match day. Can you tell us more about the ground, its name, and where it is?
Well, it's in Irlam, and it's at the top end of Silver Street. It's just off the A57, Liverpool Road. So it's very accessible from Irlam train station or from the local public transport. We've got a car park, secure car park there that will the capacity is probably 100 on the day. There is street parking available, but again, be considerate to the neighbours and residents. The actual stadium, people know it as the RG3 Stadium at the minute, but it is the name of the stadium. We are looking for a sponsor for the name of the stadium. So it's Irlam FC Silver Street.
So, some quick fire questions about what Bury fans can expect on the trip over to Irlam at the weekend. I'll fire them off to you. Can they have a pie?
Can they have a pie? They can have a pie. They can have a pie.
Fantastically. And more importantly, can they have a pint?
They can have a pie and a pint, and if they want, they can have some chips.
Fantastic. And I bet they're really good value for money as well.
Yeah, the it's called the Shack, the food outlet on the day. Very friendly staff, volunteers throughout. You can be expected a very warm welcome from everybody at Irlam and the local community. But yes, they can get the pies, get the peas, get the chips, get the pint, and watch some live football prior to the main event.
Brilliant. I'm not quite sure what the early kickoff is on Saturday, but I think there is one.
It's Manchester United versus Everton
That'd be a good
at
one,
12:30.
There we go.
The clubhouse will be open from 12 o'clock.
Excellent. Last of the quickfire questions, because we've already covered a couple of them. Do you produce a match day programme?
We've got a match day programme, that's £2.
Fantastic. Right, what is my next question? On to the game. Bit of football talk. What sort of game are you expecting on Saturday?
A very passionate game. Fast-paced. I know Irlam, as always, regardless of who they play, will be up for the game. I like to move the ball quickly, and we'll go out attacking and look to get the 3 points, as like Berry will.
Playing for the win. I'm just pulling up. So it was a late affair last time we played, wasn't it?
Yes.
All three goals came in the second half. And And I think, from what I remember, it was until that last sort of 25, 30 minutes, it was very competitive. And then I just think,
Well, I think, if we're honest, I think you was quite happy at half time going in with a 0-0, and we were
yeah,
disappointed with the
yeah,
0-0. We had our chances to lead the game at half time, and then probably going, like you say, into the 60th minute, until the mistake in the middle of the park, which led then to the first goal. Well, I think the first goal was a penalty,
yeah.
or maybe the second goal was a penalty. But it was a close encounter, and then I think that your third goal went in about the 98th, 99th minute. So I don't think the scoreline reflected the game, if I'm honest. And hopefully this Saturday we'll be scoring the 90th minute to take the win.
Love a late goal, bit of late drama. And Daniels was the man who scored that penalty.
He certainly was.
Who are the? Because obviously it's been, when was it? Match week 31. So it's been a couple of months since we've lined up against each other. Has there been much change in the squad? Anyone that the Bury fans should be looking out for? Because I know you've got quite a few Andy players. So
I think they need to look out for the full 16, really, because every player that puts a shirt on the day will be firing on all cylinders, as they say, and will be looking to put in the performance. So our goalkeeper's made I think it's 300 league appearances last Saturday. So you've got the experience there with Lee back between the sticks there, like he was obviously at Gig Lane. You've got a captain who's very experienced, Lange there, that will be driving the team, going forward, and that we've got Alex Francis, the unit who plays at the back. People know about him and will know about him. If they don't know about him, then they certainly will on Saturday. And then, the midfield's young, it's energetic, and like we said, we've got some of the 18s that have come through that are very exciting. So it's a very exciting young squad, and hopefully on Saturday that'll be shown.
fantastic. And the question I always ask on this show, especially to teams that we've come up against before and we've faced before, are there any players you're hoping don't get on the bus?
From Bury?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean,
No.
you can look at your Charlie Dawes, you can look at your Daniels and stuff like that, but we welcome them with open arms. Our players want to play against the best players in the leagues, and we've had players that have obviously been the best players in the league, and that's why they've moved on to pastures new. But no, we want everybody to be on the bus, and everybody to be on board, and everybody to be at their A game, and we want the game on the day to be the game of the season. Yeah. And obviously you want the 3 points for Bury, and we want the 3 points for Irlam.
Definitely.
And if both teams play to the capabilities, then we're in for a cracking game, which is what non-league football is all about.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, we had quite a high-scoring game a few weeks ago. And you enjoy it, but there's nothing better than an out-and-out battle, is there? Exciting. Are you going to win? Are you not going to win? And I prefer that than thrashing someone or us getting thrashed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like it when it goes both ways. I mean, then my next question. I mean, what do you think the score will be at the end of however many minutes the ref decides to add on at the end of the game? I'll give you mine first. I think it'll be a really, really, really tight 2-1 to Bury with another late goal.
Right. Well, I'm a 2-1, but obviously to Irlam.
There we go. Well,
so we'll see what happens on Saturday at 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
Definitely, and it's going to be a great game. I think, hoping that with the situation that we've got at Gig over the next couple of games, which we won't go too deeply into, with us not being able to have fans in, that they'll travel in even larger numbers than what they might have done before that was imposed.
And like I said, sorry, like I said, everyone's always, regardless of the club, everyone will be welcomed with warm hands and the community spirit at the club.
Well, the community spirit thing leads very well into my very last question that I'm going to ask you today. And that is, what would be the one thing you'd say to someone who hasn't been to support the local non-league side yet, just to convince them to come and give it a go?
Just get down, have a look. It's affordable football. It's for the family. We're about the community and about getting them involved. And the people that play football for for grassroots from 3-4 year olds. Let's aspire and come and play some semi-professional football. And what better way and what better place than Irlam FC with the facilities that like we spoke about before. The pitch is unbelievable. The amount of work and effort that goes on the pitch, around the pitch. Come and enjoy that family orientated atmosphere down at the club, and be part of it and grow as a family and grow as a community and really support that. And that you never know. One day we might get to Wembley, and I'm sure everyone will want to come. But before that, let's get the fan base bigger around the community, and it's just so friendly. It's really good. Yeah. Just really to finish off for myself, we've got an early start on Saturday morning. We've got our first veterans coffee morning from 10:30 till 12:30. Again, if any of the Bury fans, supporters, or the outer communities would like to attend, it's free to attend. It's in our clubhouse. Bacon butties, sausage butties, and a coffee and a chat in a nice, warm, friendly clubhouse. It's our first one, and hopefully it won't be our last one. But yeah, come down and join in and get a bit of more pre-match there. Just on the day as well, we do take cash, we do take card, but for easiness, we will have a can bar, which will be cash only. The clubhouse will take cash and card. And the food outlet will take cash and card along with the gate, but we will have a separate can bar just to make it more efficient and hopefully quicker, so people can drink more beer.
Where will that be situated in the ground, Lee?
That'll be situated as you come through the kiosk, through the turnstile. Sorry, to the left is a clubhouse, and then to the right there's a grassed area with a stand where the bar will be.
Perfect. Excellent. Anything else you'd like to add on?
No, just we look forward to welcoming you all. If you need any further information, then don't hesitate to drop us a line. But all we ask for is you come down, you enjoy yourselves, and you enjoy the atmosphere, and we have a good game of football.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Massive thanks to Lee for coming on the show and telling us all about what to expect this weekend on our trip over to Irlam. It's going to be a really competitive game against two teams who are quite capable of putting on an excellent display of football. Don't forget to get to the club shop, check out the new merch when you can, and we'll be dropping details of the stream for the upcoming games over the next week. Until next time, see you later.